the next rose I'd like to talk to you about, that if you're like me, you're interested in bringing pollinators into your garden and giving them interest, this is a really good one to bear in mind. Bred in 1998, this particular rose is called Buttercup. It is a very, very small flowered, semi-double flower that I have left the barbs on, because once again, I'm going to have to be careful with this, but you can see incredibly large backward facing curved barbs on this particular plant that do make it very, very difficult to handle sometimes. I'm just going to snap off the tips of those just to protect my hands as I talk to you a little bit more about it. It has the most incredible colour. Now, of course, it's called Buttercup. It obviously is going to be buttercup coloured, but it is the most magical colour of gold. Really, really deep, absolutely sumptuous. And again, as this plant flowers towards the end of the season, into the end of August and September, as the light pigment changes in our light frequencies as we enter that latter part of the summer, this particular rose will absolutely glow. So much like you would have remembered as a child popping the buttercup underneath your chin, this particular plant just glows with this wonderful resplendent goldy yellow red. It's absolutely stunning. Another rose and another benefit for you, that because it has few petals, obviously is very good for pollinators who can get right into the center of the flower and get among their business. But also another one, you can see at the back of the flower there already quite a large swelling. This particular rose from David Austin will actually produce really nice hips if you don't deadhead it towards the end of the season. But very, very long arching stems reaching around 4.5 to 5 feet. Once again, quite a floppy character, needing a little bit of informal support. I have chosen to put mine against a fence, but because of its barbs, it's not really suitable for popping into a pot, or I would keep this nowhere near a pathway because, as I say, it's quite vicious. You can see massive sprays of flowers there. I don't know, maybe 20 buds coming there, all on the same stem. This particular plant is already on its second flush of flowers. The first finished around 2 weeks ago, and I've been waiting for this second flush to kick in to bring this particular review. It has a lovely dark emerald green foliage which picks up those very, very dark yellow tones absolutely beautifully. Free flowering all the way through from the beginning of June right the way through into the very back of September. As I say, do make sure you stop deadheading it somewhere in August or September and let it set some hips, because they really are very, very attractive. As for scent, this particular rose has the strangest scent. It's not something you would normally consider to be a rose smell. I'm picking up lots and lots of honey. If you open a jar of honey and get your nose in there, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's very, very sweet. It edges on mimosa, and there's a slight flowery tinge to the very, very back of it. I know that's a very strange description for you, but Buttercup really is the most extraordinary rose. Again, if you're like me looking at bringing pollinators into your garden, these semi-double flowers are much, much better for birds, bees and hoverflies to get into. I say incredibly free flowering, but you really, really must watch out for those horrible, horrible strong barbs. I say, look at those, they really are quite evil. But Buttercup from David Austin Roses is a really, really lovely informal shrub. I say reaching something in the region of 4.5 to 5 feet. You'll need to give it some support, but a real joy in the garden.